Who's actually going to get the most mileage out of a self-contained carpet extractor like the Powr Flite PFX900S? If you're a homeowner who only pulls the occasional rug and you're happy with a rented machine once a year, maybe you should keep scrolling. If you're a DIY-oriented renter, a small business owner who needs to keep a storefront looking presentable, or a pet parent with high-traffic carpet that sees spills daily, this could be the tool that finally lets you skip the professional service. And for anyone sitting on the fence about price, the real question is whether the time you save and the carpet life you protect actually outweigh the upfront cost. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last 2 weeks testing the extractor on 3 very different floors: a plush bedroom carpet in a suburban home, a low-pile office runner that sees a lot of foot traffic, and an old, stubborn rug in a rental that's been stained by kids and a spilled bottle of juice. What I found was a mix of solid, everyday practicality and a few hidden trade-offs that you won't see on the spec sheet. First, let's talk about the setup. The PFX900S comes as a single unit that houses both the solution tank and the recovery tank, each holding roughly 9 gallons total. That means you don't have to juggle a separate vacuum or a hose reel, which is a big win if you're moving the machine from room to room or taking it up a flight of stairs. The tanks are clearly marked, the lids snap on with a satisfying click, and the overall footprint is about the size of a large laundry basket, big enough to feel sturdy, but small enough to fit through a standard doorway. When I first turned it on, the 1,300 revolutions per minute brush spun up quickly and gave the carpet a noticeable wow factor. On the plush bedroom carpet, the agitation lifted embedded pet hair that my regular vacuum had missed for months. The brush's speed is high enough to break up dried coffee stains, yet I didn't notice the bristles shredding the fibers, which is a common complaint with cheaper models that spin too fast. The 3-stage vacuum motor did the heavy lifting when pulling the solution back into the recovery tank. On the office runner, the suction was strong enough to pull the dirty water out in one pass, leaving the carpet almost dry, something you usually need a separate air dryer for. Now, the practical strengths. The biggest one is the convenience of having everything in one container. When you're cleaning a large living room, you can fill the solution tank once, work across the space, and let the extractor do the dirty work of collecting the rinse water. That eliminates the back-and-forth trips to a separate vacuum, which saves time and reduces fatigue, especially when you're on your knees. The 9-gallon capacity also means you can tackle an entire first-floor carpet without needing to stop and empty the tank halfway through. For a small business owner who needs to keep a showroom floor looking immaculate, that capacity translates directly into less downtime. Another strength is the ease of operation. The switches are laid out on the front panel, and there's a simple solution on demand lever that lets you control how much cleaning fluid is released. I found that the amount of solution needed varies a lot by carpet type, and the lever made it easy to dial back when dealing with a delicate low-pile runner. The controls are intuitive enough that a teenager could follow the instructions without needing a tutorial video. However, the machine isn't without its compromises. The first is weight. Even though the footprint is manageable, the unit tips the scales at around 70 pounds when the tanks are full. That makes it a bit of a chore to move upstairs or load into a compact car. If you're a renter who lives in a second-floor apartment, you'll need a friend or a dolly to get it to the cleaning site. The second trade-off is noise. The motor's 3-stage design is powerful, but it also produces a steady hum that can be heard across the house. While it didn't startle anyone in the office, it was noticeable enough that I had to pause a video call to avoid the background noise. A more subtle issue is the cleaning solution itself. The extractor works best when you use a low-foaming, carpet-specific cleaner. If you reach for a generic household detergent, the foaming can overwhelm the recovery tank, causing the unit to sputter and sometimes leave a residue on the carpet. That means you need to either buy the recommended solution or test a few brands before you settle on one, which adds a small but real cost to the overall ownership. So, who should walk away? If you're someone who only needs to deep clean a carpet once a year and you're comfortable renting a machine from a local hardware store, the PFX900S probably isn't the best use of your money. The upfront price combined with the weight and noise level makes it more of a dedicated tool than an occasional rental. Likewise, if you